Welcome to the Yap Sesh, where I am going over Priory 18, the hardest key in the fucking world. Buzz here, back with another banger. So here I mind soothe the pack, and we're just gonna run right on through. I'm gonna get the buff and start focusing on healing the tank as he goes into the pack. My PI target is going to be Smelly Magoo, the DK. And I'm just trying to pen and shield, flash healing occasionally on the tank for the DR. Light's Inspiration I'm talking about. And I've experimented with dropping like Priest Barrier on this pull in the opener, but we really don't need it with Nature's Vigil and massive healing that I'm doing. When we were doing the pull with the knight as well, it was extremely scary, and I would barrier on opener. We changed how we do this pull, and our tank decided it was much too overwhelming for him to call stops and kicks about halfway through, so we kind of do this hybrid thing where Prey or Boomy calls, or someone might be like, Formal might be like, I have next here, I have the next two stops. So we're trying to figure it out because it's definitely overwhelming and it's very difficult to execute. I'm very happy with the timer here and how we pulled that off. No one died. That's all that matters. Like, the comms are muted, but you might have heard Konashi, the tank, go, oh no, man, that's going off. Watch it, man. But it was all completely fine, per usual. This pull is pretty standard. It's a mini boss. We want to be standing pretty close by so that chainmail doesn't leap too far. And we miss damage on the sharpshooters and footmen. So we just try and stay in. We eat all of the leaps, totally healable. Sometimes there's a pot shot overlap, and you just got to be mindful of that. I'll tell my team, like, if you have a dot on you and the leap is about to go out again, either try your hardest to avoid it or just use a defensive. All good. You don't really need to defensive it unless I'm not paying attention or there's an overlap. Because, I mean, there's not much for me to do, right? I'm just doing a little bit of damage and I'm trying to heal the dot. All right, moving right along here. This pull coming up, pretty scary. It's a double light spawn and a bunch of casters. And again, this is one of those pulls where we don't have 100% execution on, right? Like, we start to panic and we start to say, kicks are going off here. Luckily, I'm an Oracle Disc Priest. I have massive shields, so no one dies, but they could for sure, and they have. We've run this multiple times. And this pull is very difficult to stop all of the casts and keep everyone alive at the same time. Something that's really helpful is Meld and Invis. You can use it on the sucks right here, on the dot. I choose not to. I'm not sure why. I think I was like, yeah, I'm completely fine here. I had like 10% health after that, though. I was not completely fine. I should have done something about it. That was cooked. What Prey did was really smart there. He just melded late so that the timing of the light shard would make it so that he is no longer in the pool, or that he dies on time when the other one is exploding. I don't know, the timing there was crucial. He made a good play. So here we take the mini boss and we soothe this pack right there, and we're all just kind of waiting for the mini boss to come. We're LOSing so she can't cast, right? We don't have to use a kick. And this is another one of those pulls where a lot of times casts just go off. Like, there's infinite stuff to stop here. I think later in the pull I even like mind control because there was just too much. And in this key, I don't know if any teams are consistently mind controlling, but I am going to start MCing casters more regularly on these few pulls that are just fucking way too much going on. Like, I would just keep the priest the entire time and bring it into the next pull because there's not many real kicks. For us, the next pull is the other mini boss with the circles on the ground, and I can just dispel the tank worst case, or a cast can go off and I can shield. Like right there, a cast just went off on Prey, top him easily with the shield. He's watching as well. Like, all of our players are watching. Me and Formal are LOSing over here sometimes. Like, we are just fully locked right now and making sure that if we don't have stops, we're LOSing or shielding and living. That reflective shield going off at 6%, kind of unfortunate. I think if we pulled just a little bit differently or did something a little bit differently, we would have beat that one. And that would have saved us a significant amount of time, but it's all good. This next pull is pretty chill. I'm just going to go ahead and this pull is pretty chill. We just try and stack near the stairs and move together as a ranged unit. That way the circles don't get too crazy. Of course, at some point during the pull, yeah, like immediately, I get separated from the team, but that's all good. I try and get back, and I try and not make a mess for everyone else. I don't know if you see the links jumping right there. And it happened earlier on me as well, and it happens on Prey right now. That mechanic doesn't happen if you're standing in melee, number one. Number two, it is healed off above like 90% or something like that. So if you do pull the links, any of them, whether it's 1 or 4 at the same time, make sure you're keeping that in mind, that you're in melee and that you can heal off or dwarf or bop if you're a paladin, the debuff. And it's not as dangerous as it was in the beginning of the season when everyone chronically avoided all of the links in this key. Turns out now we know that they are extremely free, efficient percent, and we can even do this pull next into the boss, which is honestly insane and really good funnel. So as long as you live it, this pull right here is probably going to become popular. I don't know about at the pug level in lower keys, but at the highest level, this is just insane. Watch. We're 9 minutes going into the first boss, by the way. That is fucking fast. I'm PIing the mage here to start getting boss damage immediately. I don't know if that's correct, because this is a very scary pack and everything needs to die immediately. I'm wondering if it would have been better on the DK, but he didn't have coolies on pulls, so it had to go on mage. All right, for the first one, we AMZ, and I have clairvoyance. I intentionally make sure that I have clairvoyance going into this because this is the fucking hardest one. That very first one, look at all the leaps. Savage Mauling overlap. I have to dispel the tank. The pot shots are going out. The leaps are happening from the links. It's like fucking insane. Way too much going on. You have to be fully prepared for that. And we are. Going into that, again, comms are muted. But I said, guys, make sure you defensive. And make sure you defensive any overlaps. Like, our team right now, we're looking a little bit dry because we committed a lot. We're okay. But there I had to use my last piece up on Prey. He had absolutely nothing except renewal and health pot. No defensives. Don't have one for the tank. It's all good. I will pay extra attention to him. I'm giving him most of my flash shield procs. A lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but a few defensive penances. And a fair few shields. The Savage Mauling. Look, here I want to make sure that I have a shield loaded. I just gave Formal like an 8 million shield on the Savage Mauling. Now for this Holy Radiance, I thought it was going to be a lot scarier than it was, but where Oracle is right now, with just Mage Barrier and some shields and a little bit of healing, we were able to make it through. I do feel like this boss is very hard to heal. A lot in part due to the next pull and how you want to set up your CDs going into it traditionally. Now, and this route might become popular, we are no longer doing the Giga pull after the first boss. And you'll see, we split it up. It is significantly safer. I mean, like, nobody's even close to dying, right? It's only like 3 or 4 paladins max at a time. It's significantly safer, okay? And the route overall is faster. Like, I mean, we kind of trolled, but it was safe and fast the entire time. Like, having over a minute left on an 18 on a difficult key, like, this was region 3 at the time, and it was only missed region 2 by a few seconds. The other one is a 19. Not many people have got this key. Very happy with what we were able to do here. Okay, so this next pull, I have Clairvoyance loaded as I should and wanted to. It was difficult to save. I mean, it's difficult to save literally anything for this coming pull, but I've decided that I can no longer save Evangelism, and I really don't need it going into this pull. I have a lot of other things in my toolkit, like, available and ready. Something that will definitely hold you back is thinking you have to have the most, like, CDs available going into scary pulls. Not true. You can adapt and you can overcome, and you can use your team's defensives. Like, we have AMZ here, Nature's Vigil is rolling. Like, I mean, we're fine. No Evangelism, no problem. We do Lust, and I PI the DK on this pull every time. The Mage spell steals the Templar's wings, and he's going fucking barnacles right now. Look at that. He is running bananas. Jumping in place. Doing arcane things. Barrage, missile, barrage, missile. Yeah, this whole room becomes a lot easier to handle when we split it up like this. We did a really good job of staying steady and focused in this entire room. It's easy to fall apart, especially later on when we start to run a little bit dry. Like, we're pulling a lot more packs than we are used to here. So the pacing is way different, right? My defensive usage is going to be way different. Like, I would have already been probably close to back to Clairvoyance, but I just have been holding my Insight, Premonition, and Piety and any following ones because I really didn't need them. And I was trying to... I think this is the furthest we made it in an 18. At this point, we made it to the first boss one time, and then we just, like, did 17 homework to try and feel it out. But yeah, I wasn't too sure. I wanted to play it safe and have premonitions available for when I needed them. So when I didn't need them, I was just sitting on them. Okay, now we're at the boss, and here I've been playing Phantasm, but I don't think I need to. I'm trying to figure out my optimal positioning so that I don't need to and I can get out of the circles quickly. But I think every time they're on you, I'm talking about Castigator's Shield, by the way. Every time you're targeted or they're on you, you are in the middle of it automatically when it lands, right? So I don't know if there's optimal positioning, and maybe I can just get out with like a feather shield, because I have to use a global either way, right? For either fade with Phantasm or feather. I'm always trying to shield the decay on his AMS so that he can get as many of the orbs as possible. This fight, way harder without a DK. I mean, people were talking about DK leaving the meta soon because of the nerfs coming out, but dude, you are hard trolling. DKs are hard bis and very necessary. They just completely eliminate mechanics in every key. It's beautiful. Kanashi, the tank, always likes to take one for damage. And yeah, I tried to explain to the guys that we should all be together and moving around the outside of the room so that we spawn those little hammers in a much more favorable spot. And I think we start doing that later in the fight. I was trying to explain it in real time, and that never really goes well. But yeah, this time we pulled it off because we were just so locked in, and it's not that hard to pull off. In general, though, man, I swear, I try and, like, anyone will try and explain something during a key, and it's just like, dude, we're so focused right now, like, there's no way we're going to be able to change what we're doing, like... Yeah, I feel like that spawned in the middle. I spawned in the middle of that circle, and I got out fairly easily, but I didn't have the movement debuff. It is a safety thing. I think I might try playing without it, though. I'm definitely seeing a lot of top priests playing without it, so... Yeah, this fight is fairly straightforward. Let's go up a little bit further. This build is pretty standard. I mean, in general, I'm just trying to cycle through my premonitions here and make sure that I have what I need for the next bull, because that one actually is where the real fun starts, right? And here, we want to be moving up the stairs. We used to come into this room where my character is standing now, back into the second boss platform, like where Prey and I are and Formal right now, And now we decided to start kiting upwards towards the stairs, and that saved us a solid like 15 seconds. Just good pathing and flow makes a lot of difference in very high keys. Okay, so here, lately I've been experimenting with having Solace ready as opposed to Clairvoyance. And I do that because I feel like having Insight multiple times is like way overkill. And especially on a pull like this, I think I waste Solace, but having it, especially for the overlaps. Okay, I didn't waste it. I used it on Prey. That was very good. But yeah, that first one, that is almost an overlap. You gotta be watching for it. And I want to have Solace ready to make sure that person is extremely safe, and I can just top when the Paladins do their Sacred Tolls. Before and during and after. You know, the timings are very specific here. Another really scary Wombo combo is when the Paladins do their Sacred Toll and then the Mage explodes here and the Footman explodes here. It is chaos, and the Light Spawn, you know, he's about to phase at 24% or so, and it is about to be, yep, sometimes chaotic. This time, all worked out smooth, which is amazing because, I mean, that really adds a lot of time to the timer. It heals the mobs for a ton of their HP. And then you just spend time killing one mob, or you have to bring a more dangerous one. You have to bring it into the next pack, which makes it infinitely more dangerous, right? I like this pull. It's a double light spawn. Some casters. Everyone has to be focused. IPI the mage here so he can just absolutely nuke one of these light spawns. This gets scary. One thing you can do is LOS on that wall right here. I don't do that until way later. And in general, our team doesn't really tank in a spot that is built for that. Okay, I almost got fried there. But yeah, where the edge of the AMZ is where you'd ideally be tanking. Just kind of closer to the corner so that we can just boop, pop right in. Kind of like in Grim Batol with the guys at the very end that were doing the sucks. It's a very similar thing. Mechanic. Okay, we live the Footman exploding. He has meld, he has invis. This is very important that we get. Okay, we got that. We need to get the grips and make sure the Footmen don't heal. They're very low. And we just try and stun or blast wave or any sort of CC to make sure that they don't explode and do damage to us. That's something that you need to keep in mind is the timings. If they are CC'd during when they die, or if they are CC'd at the time of death, they do not do damage when they explode. Which is massive because, alright, this next pull also has Footman. And even Baron Braunpike explodes and does damage when he dies. So we have to be very careful with either our defensive CDs or our stops, or both, honestly. This pull is insane. We pull the entire room that's left, excluding these packs over here, and we lust, and we go insane. We caged a priest over there. We're going to take him into boss later. This was a pretty easy pull once you get into the swing of things. Like, you're able to just maintain very high HPS and cycle through your cooldowns nicely with Lust. It feels really good. And especially since they lowered the timer on the last boss, it's like, yo, this pull is insane. All right, this is where it gets really, really scary though. Towards the end, we have a lot of footmen alive. They're close to death, and Braunpike is also close to death. A lot of explosions could happen. We Typhoon to try and hit. Honestly, living right there is insane. If Baron was alive, yeah, okay. I mean, just if Baron was still alive and the footman exploded first, we would have been cooked. Let's just say that. How that happened, it had to happen that way, or we would have died. Like, we didn't mage barrier or barrier. I didn't use my uppies. We should have died. I MC'd the priest here so that I could drink. I was like, guys, I have to have mana. They were like, you're all good. I'll innervate you twice on this fight. I was like, all right, fine. So we just ran into it. And this fight, I am a little bit scared of. Like, it's not only the damage that happens right when you have to turn around, but right after. Like, this hits so hard. Look, I'm at 37% health, and then immediately after, you tick again, right? That's what I'm scared of. That is what I'm watching for as well. I keep evangelism ready, I keep a shield ready, and I try and line up penance with the turnaround. I don't know if you caught that or if you do the same, but watch as it says turn around. I'm going to try and sneak in a penance. That was a little bit early, but in general, that's what I'm trying to do is penance. So I'm penancing as I turn around and I get a bolt or two to go off, right? As I'm not targeting the boss, and it heals that the damage, the blinding light damage. Let's see if I get it here. I got it. That's exactly how you want to do it. Look, everyone is mostly healthy, and we're chilling. Going into this AoE damage phase, going into the burn phase, I don't feel like I need too many defensives. I try and tell my team to use as much as they need to here. Like, I don't want anyone to die. I want everyone to have full damage and be fully ready, because it takes like what, 30 seconds to burn, and then it takes like 10-15 seconds on top of that to do the blinding light up on the upstairs phase. So things come back right when you need them to, and I think you'll be fine. This first phase is just where you really need to fully lock and make sure you overcommit your defensives. This second phase, you can actually LOS on those pillars to the right of where we're standing now. There's multiple LOS spots up here. All you need to do is position the boss appropriately and then position your character. So you never need to take the blinding light damage upstairs. We did not do that on this run. That was another thing that I tried to explain mid-run. And we were not able to comprehend that information, process that information at that time. And that's totally cool, because we can live it using our defensives. That's a quick little evangelism to make sure we're topped. That was the first one, and I'll have it back for a later one. I love using uppies on this fight. Look, right where Form was standing to the left of him, that little pillar, and to me, now to the right of us, that's where you can LOS, but he needs to be positioning the boss appropriately. The tank does. So I love using uppies here, and you can just, you know, face any which way, and you are immune to CCs, so it does not stop you or turn you around or anything like that. All cool. I try and save it for the last phase, but definitely make sure you're using it on this fight for that. It's really nice healing, and you get to skip a full phase. This was the last one. I just piece up, and I piece up both of us, honestly. I was like, yo, Hate Watchers lost. We took a W. We're going to continue taking W's. It's a Monday night on our journey to RESIL 18. Great job, fellas. We fully locked in. We got one. So, anyways, I appreciate you all tuning in. Come watch me yap and clap more on Twitch. Peace.